Good morning, dear class 10 students. Dear students, today we will start the new chapter, that is chapter 2, Growth of Nationalism. So let me first tell you, dear students, about the meaning of nationalism. Nationalism means the love for the country or to sacrifice himself for the freedom of the country. So as the war of 1857 ended, the spirit of nationalism still continued, and the Indian people, though they lost the battle of 1857, but their nationalism, the feeling of nationalism, is still inflamed in their mind and heart. Now, the Indian people, they are thinking forward to continue the national movement and to free the country from the British power. Because even after the war of 1857, the British still suppressed, exploited, and through its strict policies, it manipulated the Indian people. So now let us start the chapter then. As here the paragraph says, one of the most distinguishing features of second half of 19th century was the birth of national awakening in India. So one of the striking feature that took place in 19th century around was the birth of the birth of national movement. It originated from the concept of nationalism, right of self-determination, initiated by the French Revolution. So the Indian revolutionaries or the Indian people, now they continued the revolution and they took the lesson from the French revolutions, where in France the French people, they fought against their kings for to gain their own freedoms and then the rights. So even the Indian people, they got a type of what called the encouragement from these French revolutions, and the same type of revolution they continued here in India by fighting against the British regime. And also here it says the social religious reforms movement in India, this all started taking place, and the country's modernizations also was taking place in safe slowly. Now here we could see that the British colonial policies, so British still dominated the whole country and made India as a colonial country, and from here still British continued to take all the raw materials and even they dominated in the area of business. The political awareness generated by this trend, or trend means the tendency, gave birth to various political associations. So these all incidents, now we could see slowly the Indian people, they are in the mood of forming different political groups, so that through those political groups or the associations they can continue the fighting and these all groups or the associations will help all the Indian people of different sections to be united and to continue the freedom movement or the fighting. This trend culminated in the establishment of the Indian National Congress in 1855. So that's why we could see in 1885 a national party was originated or formed by A.O. Hume, a British officer, which marked the formal beginning of the organized national movement in India. So through this National Congress Party, now the Indian people, they started fighting and continued fighting for the national movement, or we call for the freedom of the country. So this party became the main source of energy, main source of strength, and main source of, we call, the unity. Now let us talk about the factors promoting growth of nationalism. So what are the factors that promoted or encouraged to develop or to grow in national movement? Nationalism refers to the feeling of oneness and common consciousness that emerges when people living in common territories share same historical, political and cultural background, have the same culture, values, and consider themselves as one nation. So according to the book's definition, it says that the nationalism actually is a feeling of the oneness. That means here the people of the particular country, they feel that they are one and they share their own common cultures, and also they have their own particular historical values, political systems and so on. So this way the nationalism developed in the country among the people. So here, though India had a long history gone back to many centuries, it was never a one nation and comprised many kingdoms. So when we talk about the time of rulers, so India was divided in so many territories, and these all territories were ruled by different kings. So there were times when vast portions of the Indian subcontinent came under the rule of one empire. So when we talk about the Mughal Empire, the Mughal rulers, they ruled whole India, and almost all the territories, they followed the Mughal system, and they considered Mughal rulers as their leaders, as the rulers. And even the people also at that time were very loyal to these all Mughal rulers, and they were all united under the leadership of king and the queens. The modern feelings of nationalism was lacking among them. It emerged during the British rule, mainly as a reaction to the British rule and the clash of the interest of the Indian people with those the British. But the reaction started in India against the British, because British had no any interest at all for the betterment of the Indians. British came to India in the beginning for the marketing purpose, but later on they dominated, they exploited the people. So this way we can see that the unity and the peace of the country was destroyed by the British, and then that's why to gain same peace, prosperity and unity, the Indian people, they awoke, or they awakened, and then they started fighting against the British system. Now, as we have read the previous chapter, Indian resisted the British rule from the very beginning. So already we have seen in the first chapter that Indian people, they started opposing the British system or the British rule from the beginning of their entry, in the country. But the resistance was localized and scattered. But this all opposing attitude of the Indian against the British was not nationalized, but they all started in the local areas and without having with any unity. So it undertaken by the deposed chieftains, the descendants and the relations, zamindars, ex-soldiers and the officials of the Indian states. So to fight against the British, the initiative was taken by the Indian tribal leaders and the dynasty rulers, and also we can say the zamindars and the ex-soldiers who suffered a lot by the British. And then these all group of people, they were tired of British system. That's why they wanted to throw out British from India. So they all came together to remove the British power from the country. The culmination of the traditional oppositions to British rule came with a first war of independence. So as we could see that the first war started in 1857, and that particular 1857 war is understood as the war of independence for the country. So although it failed to achieve its objective, though the war of 1857, the Indian people did not win, they lost this battle, but it inspired the Indian to resist the foreign power and make the determined struggle for the country's freedom. But here we could see that Indian people learned to oppose the British power and to throw our British from the country as soon as possible.